Hey guys, what's up? So in this video we'll talk about the movements of seven or eight, I don't know, I've not counted it yet. 7 stock market indices this week, starting with Dow Jones Industrial Average. Before that, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and ring the notification bell for all future content. I do videos about stock market, how to make money in trading, Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies, and Forex, and how to grow your channel on YouTube and all of those stuff. Alright, so let's start right now. So starting with Dow Jones Industrial Average. Dow Jones moves from 27, let's make this bigger. Alright, let's make this bigger. So it went up 904 points from this one, from 27,682.81, which is the last week's close, to 28,586.90 today. Last Friday, Dow Jones increased 161 points, 0.57%, but the move since last week is about 3.27%. So we see a lot of green candles for this week. 4 out of 5. 80% of this week is an up day, and we see green bars also for volume. RSI is at 61, so it's still neutral. There's still plenty of room on the upside, while MACD is already in bullish territory. The last crossover happened on October 1, and it's a bullish crossover. And right now, if you look at ADX, this confirms what's the market going on doing. So we have the green, which is the buyers outnumbering the sellers, but the trend line is not that high. So the trend line is 15. It has to be 20 in order to confirm that this is a strong trend line. So there's not a strong trend yet, and right now we are approaching the upper band of the Bollinger. So let's see what will happen to Dow Jones next week. Alright, let's move over to next, which is Euro Stocks 50. So Euro Stocks 50 went up 2.58% from 190.93 last October to 3273.12 last Friday. This one. Right, so last Friday it went up 0.53%, while for the week it has gone up 2.58%. So we see all 5 days, and even the day last Friday is a green candle. So which means that this is a successive bullish day, for the market. Still, if you look at the Bollinger, it's still in a breakout, and the breakout happens to be an bullish breakout. So we are not seeing yet price consolidation. If you look at the Bollinger per se, if you look at the RSI, still at the neutral territory. So there's no oversold signals yet or overbought signals yet. The MACD is still not out of the bearish territory though, with the last crossover happening in October 5, which is a bullish crossover. Over at ADX, we see the sellers still a bit higher than the buyers. So they're pretty equal, but still higher than the buyers. And there's a strong trend. So, we don't know yet what this means. So what we can say is that if you look at it on the long term, we're still bearish, but there's a lot of movement in the short term, and sooner or later this will have to move up, and I think that's what will happen. But we, again, as in Dow Jones, we must be wary, because sooner this will march to about 67, and the price will go up and touch the upper band of the Bollinger, which may signal some distribution or selling. Alright, so let's move to ISEC 20. ISEC 20 is the index of Ireland. Okay, so ISEC 20 went up from 1122.88 last October 2 to 1175.07. Although last Friday it's a red candle, it just went down 0.01% or 0.07 points. But this move is the biggest move this week, up 4.65%. Although the change is only 52.90. But if you will look and inspect the candles for this week, we have 3 green candles and 2 bearish candles or red candles. The RSI though is nearing overbought levels, which may be the reason why the green candles keep on, the red candles keep on showing up. Briefly, it has already touched the upper band of the Bollinger, so we expect that next week we will have some price consolidation and maybe some correction. Okay, if you look at MACD, again it's bullish. The last crossover happening at the beginning of October. Looking at ADX, we have also a bullish in nature. We have a bullish picture. The buyers outnumbering sellers 35 to 24. But if you look at the trend line, it's still not defined because the trend line is not that strong at 15. Alright, over at Nifty 50, so this is the stock market index of India. We can see that it closed to 11914.20 this week, up 79.60 points last Friday, or up 0.67% last Friday, and it went from 10,000 or 11,416.95 last week. This is October 1, not October 2. They don't have trading day in October 2, but this was from October 1. And India, by the way, is the biggest gainer this week, up 4.36%. Although, if you will notice, the last candle is a red candle. Oh no, sorry, a green candle. But in the week, we have 4 out of 5 green candles. We are approaching, I think, overbought levels at 68 RSI. While, if you look at MACD, it points to a bullish situation. A bullish situation, yes, with the MACD crossing the signal line sometime in October 5. For ADX, again, similar picture. The bullishness is painted really well here because we have the buyers at 37 while the sellers is lesser than 20, about 18.51. Also, the trend line is strong at 20, which is confirmed bullishness. So we don't know how long this will go because at 68 it has not breached yet the upper band of the Bollinger. So this may continue on Monday and then maybe have some correction on Tuesday if they have trading, of course. Okay, now for Nikkei 225, which is the stock market index of Japan, we see another bullish move this week. Although the last Friday's candle was a red candle, and the whole week is about 4/5 bullish. Yes, it went up from 23,029.90 to 23,619.69, up 2.56% this week. So Japan is having a field day in terms of the stock market index. Look at the RSI, still in the neutral region, so there's still more room for this index to go up. If you will see MACD, the MACD is above the signal line 1022.86, which signals bullishness. Also in ADX, we see that the buyers outnumber the sellers 26.5 versus 23.45, but the trend line is weak at 8.09. So we can see that this is actually a ranging position. So we don't know what will happen to this index. But if you will rely on the indicators here, we may see that the Japanese index will briefly touch again and even breach the upper band of the Bollinger at the beginning of the week. but then eventually it will not hold because the trend line is not that high. Now over at England, FTSE 100 close to 6,016.65. It has breached 6,000 level. It has moved up from 5,902.10 last week. That's about 114.55 points, or about 1.94% this week. We have the buyers outnumbering the sellers 25 to 19, although the trend line is weak at 11, so it's not really a trend line. The stock market is ranging at this point. Although if you look at MACD, we have a bullish crossover already, and it is trying to move past the zero level or the negative level and go over to the positive one, which will make this index positive and also bullish. Neutral still for RSI, so we can say that for next week this will probably move a little bit further up before it reaches or even touch the upper band of the Bollinger, and then it will have some distribution going on, so possibly in the close of the week next week. Now we go to our very own PSEI. So the PSEI is the index, the loan index of the Philippine Stock Exchange. It has 30 companies in it. It has now moved 5931.61. It is down 67.79 points from 5931 last October 2. Yeah. So this week is really a down week for the market, and we see that the candle last Friday was really uncertain. Coming from a green candle, it has now turned again to a red candle. Neutral still for RSI, MACD, not clear though. We have MACD still above the signal line, and the signal line is at negative 10, while the MACD is at negative 3.58. So still bearish at this point in time. If you look at ADX, similar to the previous indicators, we have the buyers still outnumbering the sellers, but it's really basically a statistical tie, 21.68 versus 21.16. But again, the trend line is not that strong. It's only at 13 at this point. Right, so we expect more selling next week, more distribution, because the market is not really receiving any fresh news at this point in time. So lastly, we have the S&P 500. S&P 500 is a broader all-share index. We included this along with the Dow Jones Industrial Average because a lot of people are invested in the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 went up to 3,477.13, up 30.30 points last Friday. It came from October 2. It came from this, from 3348.42, which is saying that it is up 128.71 points, or 3.84%. By the way, moving back to the PSEI, PSEI is the only index that went down this week of the indices that we are tracking. It is down 1.13%. Now going back to S&P 500, it is still neutral when you look at the RSI. It's at 61, so it's in the neutral zone. MACD, it is moving past the zero line, so it's now at 17, while the signal line is at 0.58, almost 1. Right, so MACD is slowly moving past the bearishness and is now moving towards bullishness. Now to confirm that, we have ADX showing that the buyers 30 still outnumbering the sellers at 19.92, or about 20, but the trend line is not that positive yet. The trend line is not that strong yet because it is at 16, and 16 means that it lacks more or less the speed and the agility of a run up. So right now what we are experiencing is a downward, it's an upward trend, for S&P 500. So that's it for the indices that we have talked about this week. We have the Dow Jones, Euro Stocks 550, ISEC 20 of Ireland, Nikkei 225 of Japan, FTSE 100 of England, BSEI of the Philippines, Nifty 50 of India, and S&P 500 broader shares of the USA. Alright, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and may all your trades be good trades and 10 baggers in the future. Thank you very much, and goodbye from Dream Channel TV. See you next video.